And we're on.
That's right.
And we're live.
I love this Stoop.
You do. Thank you so much.
It's not at all breezy. I'm very glad.
I know, but doesn't it feel a little weird being inside? Remember last time we were outside, we were cold, we got to huddle together.
It was New York. We could be on Mars, for God's sake. I promise we're in New York. I promise, people.
And there's a Martian right there.
Oh,
Steve is very hurt that he wasn't able to come.
How is Steve?
He's a huge fan of yours, in fact.
I'm a big Steve fan.
Well, you know, he was very unhappy that he was not allowed into our Stoop here at 30 Rock, although it was very nice of everyone here to let us come in. So thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you, Kathy Griffin, for returning to the show.
Well, I love you. We can talk about anything, and we will, darn it.
Well, let's talk about all of it, but let's start with the book because, you know, I myself am having a celebrity run-in with you right now. Let's talk about the 120 celebrities that you ran into in the book.
A to Z. I actually did a user-friendly A to Z index.
Who's in Z?
Renee Zellweger and Warren Zevon.
X?
X is, X was hard. I had to do XXX star Ron Jeremy.
Can we just get back to why Ron Jeremy, porn star extraordinaire, was at your house?
Well, I love that you asked that because honestly, that's why I wrote the book.
Okay.
Because I'm a 55-year-old chick comic, and now I'm like one of those people that's pretty much met everybody.
Yeah.
But a lot of these run-ins are not necessarily appropriate for my act. Some of them like are just weird. Like the Ron Jeremy one is just, you know, fish out of water. And I'm not sure who was the fish and who was out of water because you got my dad, Ron Jeremy. Oh, he brought the guy from Cat House, Dennis Hoff. At my house for Thanksgiving with the Griffins.
Who was the most game celebrity? Like, who's the best sport about them?
None of them. Well, first of all, none of them know they're in the book. So the great thing is, you know, the book just coming out now, I'm sure I'm going to be getting calls or who knows what.
Funniest story in the book?
There was a very famous serial killer in LA called the Night Stalker. And when I was a young, you know, actress in training, I said, you know what I've never done? I'm going to be so method. I've never actually gone to a trial in my life. So I decided to go to the trial of the Night Stalker, and I didn't know that in a murder trial, you're not supposed to talk to the jurors. Yeah.
You're not?
No. So I literally almost caused a mistrial in the Night Stalker
like, excuse me.
Yeah.
Like
and then I got called into the judges' chambers, and I have never been so scared in my life. And let me tell you, I've had Whitney Houston wave her finger in my face, and even this was more scary than that. And they thought that I was one of those crazy psycho chicks that like gets crushes on serial killers. And I'm like, and it was so embarrassing having to go, I'm an actress and comedian and I'm trying to learn. And it was so embarrassing. I mean, the judge just like railed on me and chewed me out. And the worst part was my brother goes, what do you mean you spoke to a juror at a trial? I go, I was asking like a couple questions.
Right, method acting.
Yeah.
Get it?
So it's their fault.
Yeah, 100% their fault. Who's the weirdest crush you've had? Like now that you brought up, you know, stalking
Get
crushes.
ready, because I'm known for my weird crushes. Here are my hall passes, and I've been with my boyfriend for 5 years, and he just has to deal with it.
Since he was 12.
That's right, he's 12. So my hall passes are as follows: Charles Osgood from CBS Sunday Morning.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I'm with you there.
So
See you on the radio, yeah.
So hot. Definitely President Jimmy Carter. Yeah. Excuse me, Rosalind. Now he's mine.
No.
Sidney Poitier.
Well, duh.
Duh, exactly.
That's it.
In fact, one of the stories in the book is I'm actually friends with Sidney as I smoke my invisible e-cigarette. And so I've spoken to his wife, Joanna, and, you know, I'm not like a big swinger, but I think if I was going to swing one time, she and Randy, I think, would get along, my boyfriend, and then Sidney and I have a night in heaven. Okay. And that's in book 2.
That wasn't enough crushes. You mentioned a lot of funny people. You're a funny people. At this point in your career, do you ever get exhausted because people expect you to be funny? I'm
actually the opposite, which is people are like, do you have to be on all the time? And the problem is, and Anderson Cooper will confirm this, I'm actually pretty unusual for a comic in that I'm pretty consistent on and off camera.
In case you thought you were too pale.
And afterwards, I said, what did you think I was doing? And he said, I thought you were hydrating me with Evian Spritzer. I mean, come on. I'm not, you know, a lot of comics are like very pensive. And I've met many comics that are like, don't talk to me, I'm working. I'm like, oh, all right, calm down. But I'm like pretty chipper because I just love it. I love making people laugh.
Be honest. I don't want to be honest. You f***ed that guy. I didn't mean to. I shouldn't have.
Last, and certainly since the beginning of your career, how do you feel like you've evolved as a comedian, as a performer, as a friend?
So evolving is I've done 23 specials, new material every time. I've written every word. And I think evolving over time, I like to think I have a pretty good sense of what the audience wants. And touring this much, I take the temperature, I call it taking the temperature of the audience, and believe it or not, I can usually tell in the first 5 minutes what they're into. Every city is different, every audience is different, every venue is different. I played everything from the Sydney Opera House to a double at the Potawatomi Casino, where I bombed, by the way. But I can usually tell if they're into like political humor, or if they want to hear about my crazy drunk mom, or if they want to hear about celebrities, or if they want to hear about something that happened to me in their own city. And that's how I've evolved to go stay in the moment, mix it up. And I've really learned, it's not really my favorite thing, and I'm not very good at having a solid, perfect hour that I do for 3 years in a row, and then write another one 5 years later. Like my shows are like imperfect, but I've gotten a little better at making them tighter.
I can just tell by the makeup of this crowd, I am not going anywhere.
And also, I've really come to embrace a good, solid walkout.
A good solid walkout.
Oh, I love a, that's enough. And then, because usually people will walk out, want to let you know.
Yeah.
So I have to admit, I don't feel like I've done my job until someone storms out in a huff.
Someo's about to storm out of here. Did you
hope
hear
so.
that? They're talking.
I hope so.
Well, listen, it was too fast for my taste, but hey, thank you for coming on Talk Couch.
That's right.